What's going on, guys? Happy holidays and welcome back to Peak Performance. I'm Brandon, and today we're going to be going over some new floor mats that we got for the Wrangler 4xe. So again, this is our 2021 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe hybrid. We did order our Jeep already with the cold weather floor mats, but I had a company reach out to me who is now making some 4xe, a rear cargo mat, which we don't have, and then also the interior driver and passenger cargo mats, liners, right, to kind of compete against the Mopar and floor mats. And I think right now, when I just looked a minute ago on the Jeep website to try to build a new 4xe, I didn't see an option anymore for the Mopar cold weather mats. So I'm not sure if those are just on back order and Jeep's not offering them right now. But the cool thing is with these new mats from this company called Joy Tutus, who is selling this stuff on Amazon, these guys are offering the rear cargo mat. It's a rubber mat for about $100, and the interior mats for about $115. So all in, you could get the Jeep completely safeguarded against spills and all that stuff for about $215. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull those things out for you guys. We'll show you what they look like. I will do a comparison to these versus the OEM Mopar mats in the front, and then we'll probably try to do a little bit of a durability test. Maybe pour some stuff on them. We'll let the kids have some fun, pour some chocolate, let those dry, and then tomorrow we'll take them and see how well they clean up and how durable they seem like, just to kind of see, how the quality is and all that stuff. So follow along, let's go. If you don't own a 4xe and you're just thinking about maybe buying one and watching this video to kind of get an idea of what you may want to option it out with or buy separately, the back of the 4xe doesn't have any kind of rubber mat. Even if you do buy the Mopar setup, it just doesn't come with it. So this is something else I have that I think I've had for several years from my last Jeep, but it's basically like kind of a dog protection deal. So I do put my Great Dane back here time and again, and so this just kind of keeps some of the hair off, but of course it doesn't help with any kind of spills or stuff like that. So we do also use the Jeep. I find we use the Jeep a lot more for groceries than we do even my truck. And so, sometimes if you have a bag and some milk leaks out or something like that, it's going to kind of be nice to have that rubber cargo liner back here to kind of hold all that in. Or in the wintertime when we have like the ice scraper, to be able to throw that here in the back and then, just not have all the water and stuff, kind of going all over this fabric material. So I think it's going to be kind of cool to have. It's probably a good option, especially a lot of you guys, if you're out there on trails and stuff like that, maybe you need to throw some equipment or stuff back here. You go camping, you've got stuff that's dirty. So it'll be nice to have the little rubber mat back here. All right, so popping this thing right out of the box. It's pretty well protected. I mean, there's not much that can happen to a rubber mat, right? So let's get it out and have a look at it. So first things first, I mean, it's definitely heavy. It's not lightweight. It doesn't seem like cheap. It seems pretty heavy duty. I would guess it's at least 5 pounds, 5 to 7 pounds probably. So that's pretty cool. Looks like it just goes something like this. Also on the bottom side, see how well you can see, but it does have these little protrusions sticking out, so it's going to stick pretty well, and not slide around on you on the bottom. But I do also have the factory subwoofer here, and again, this specific mat is made for the 4xe. I think on their website or on the Amazon site, they do actually sell another version that's for just a regular, regular Wrangler. They call it the 4x4. But just a non 4xe, because on the 4xe, because we have the batteries, this portion of the trunk here is lifted up where this would normally be flat on a regular 4x4. So anyway, this all lines up with all of our stuff here, all of our little clips. So yeah, I mean, it covers pretty dang well. I mean, again, there's not much to it, right? So hardest part about installation for this thing is going to be just getting your rear area clean, like I had to do, get out all the kid stuff. But yeah, so far so good. I'm pretty stoked. I mean, like you can see, it doesn't move anywhere. So I'm pretty excited about this. So for us 4xe owners, we now have a nice option. Again, this is about $100 to keep the rear of our 4xes safe and clean. let me just go ahead, just get you guys in here just a little bit closer, just so you can have a look. So again, factory sub, fits, no issues, looks really good, so pretty stoked about it. So we'll get that popped up. Now what I've got to do, I'm gonna go ahead and pop out my factory mats. So these babies have gotten some good use from my two girls for the last 8 months or so, since I think we took delivery back in April, and it is now December. So let's get them out, and then we can do kind of a quick comparison on the ground over here from these to the ones from Joy Tutus. All right, so I'm just doing a quick comparison here. This is the OEM, Mopar cold weather floor mat. So what I want to kind of compare here is you can see on the OEM mat how it kind of goes up on the sides. So if you did have a spill, if you had some liquid in here, it would be pretty contained because of the way it's, almost like, I want to say like bucket shaped, right? So these definitely do a good job for containment. And then I'll get kind of the same shot once we do install the Joy Tutus and kind of do a comparison. Okay, so here we've got the Joy Tutus mats all laid out and comparing them directly next to the OEM Mopar mats, cold weather mats for the Jeep 4xe. So as you can kind of see, the OEM mats are slightly bigger, especially here on the front. We've also got the sides, they kind of come up more to give you some coverage, where these are basically just flat mats. So, I think that this would probably definitely give you more coverage with the OEM mat. But again, we're talking, $100 mat set versus, I don't remember what I paid for these back in April, but probably $200 I would guess. But I know I saw the WeatherTech mats were like $180. So, again, if you want to save some money, or if it's not possible to get these right now, because of COVID shortage issues, then these might be the way to go. It's better than nothing. They do have the OEM mounts, so it looks like they'll just be able to go in, pop right down, just like factory. So that's going to be great. Now, the shape is also a little bit different. I mean, they're close, but it's just differences with like how this one rides up and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The one thing to note is that on the OEM floor mats, these are a two-piece rear mat. So they actually do come apart right here. So it just makes it a little bit easier if you want to, the way that these go over the hump in the bottom of the floor, it's a little bit easier to pop it and then pull this side out this side and this side out this side. But with these being rubber, you can simply just, fold it over and then pop it out. So it's not really a big deal. These ones look a lot closer. Again, you can see where the OEM mat does go, a little bit farther, so you do get a little bit better coverage. But these are a lot closer. These, the rear doesn't really have a big upsweep except for maybe this portion here. So I'd say these are pretty dang close. But again, for the money, it's a less expensive option. This is still a real great heavy-duty material. Still has the same kind of nice, backing on it like our cargo mat does. So I think that that's definitely a plus. It's also very similar to how the OEM is. Now, the OEM is not a soft rubber. This is more almost like a harder plastic, So it's just a little bit kind of different. The rubber is probably a little bit nicer. It's a little bit softer. Could even be easier to clean. I know when I've cleaned these before, they come clean, but they tend to kind of hold a lot of that dust look. So hopefully these might come a little cleaner. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna pop these into the Jeep. All right, so if you didn't order your Jeep originally with any kind of floor mats and you want to install these cold weather mats for the winter, then all you're gonna do, like I literally just set it in place. It was super easy. Looks like it fits really well. Gives pretty good coverage all around, I'd say. Again, it's not going as deep up into this portion as the OEM mats do, but again, if they're not available or you want to save some money, I think this is a fine way to go. And then literally all you do is just pop them down over the factory little tabs, just like that. And these babies are installed. So yeah, those just hold them in place. So yeah, that one's good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rear. Oh yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. Come on now. Oh yeah. Okay. Getting close. pretty dark in there. All right, let me get it adjusted and then we'll come right back. All right, so we're starting to lose some light. So I'm hoping we can see good enough. But again, these fit no problem. I literally just, took 10 seconds. I just tossed them in here. Now they're covering really well. You can see it's tight up against here. The only thing we noticed, on that other mat, it looked like it did go a little bit deeper this way. But again, this is basically just under the seat. So it doesn't really matter. Pretty tight all along here. So that all looks good. And then it's literally just a matter of popping all these down just like we did on the front. So easy peasy. Same thing on this side. Looks really good. No issues. Nice and tight. So again, I think these are a win. There's initial quality, fit, finish, ease of installation. I think these things are really good. I think they're a great option, especially if you can't get the OEM Mopar mats. And I also do think there's quite a big difference in the price. If the OEM mats are $200 and these are $100, that's kind of a decision you'll have to make on which way to go. But I think these are fine, especially if you're only going to use these, say, in the wintertime, and then you take them out for summer, something like that. I think these are a great option. So the final thing I think I want to look at is going to be durability. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these mats back out, and we'll kind of put it to the test. Let's try to get them dirty and see how well they clean up. All right, guys, for the final part of our video, we're going to have a little bit of durability testing. We're going to get these mats dirty. We'll let them dry, and then tomorrow I'll try to take them over to the car wash. We'll see how easy they are to clean them up. So I figured, who better than to get stuff dirty and mess it up than my two kids, right? Am I right? So we've got a couple things here, pretty common stuff that, like milk products. We've got some ice cream we're going to spill on it. We've got some, Pepsi, whatever, Coca-Cola, so we'll get a nice sticky substance. And then we've got some chocolate that I'm going to let these kids pour on here. And let's see how well the mats clean up. Let's do that one. There you go. Smear it up. All right, this is turning into kind of a science project here. Yeah.
Okay, class.
All right, so we'll come back tomorrow. We'll let the stuff dry. We'll run these over to the car wash, and we'll try to clean them up and just see how well they do. All right, guys, it's the next day. Let's check out our mats. It's actually 40-ish degrees here today in Michigan, so I don't think I have to go to the car wash. I think I can actually bust out my hose and just go ahead and hose these things off. So let me show you what we got. Since it's probably only in the 40s in my garage right now, these are not completely dry, but it's good enough. So like I said, we got pop, we got, milk products, ice cream, and some chocolate syrup. So some nasty stuff. I'm gonna wheel it on out there, and then we'll just try to hose them off real quick and just, see how well they clean up. All right, let's get these guys cleaned up. All right, so these guys are back fresh from their bath, and they cleaned up really easily. Again, I was just using a garden hose, and it's, freaking ice cold water because it's 40 degrees. It's the middle of winter. But still, they turned out pretty good. The hardest thing to get off was the chocolate syrup. Everything else kind of blasted off. Now, of course, if this stuff was dry, like dried on Pepsi, it'd be a little harder. But if you were at the car wash with a high-pressure sprayer, this would have cleaned up in just seconds. So it would have been a lot easier. So I think long-term, they're going to be good. I probably will do an update video, maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, and we'll just kind of see how they're holding up at that point. But for $115, I think, for this set and $100 for this rear, I think these are a pretty good deal. I really wish the Jeep would offer this part from the factory. That would have been a nice thing to order. But anyway, I'm sure glad that this company makes some aftermarket. All right, guys, so hopefully if you're in the market for some weather mats for your Jeep 4xe or regular 4x4, definitely check out Joy Tutus. I'm going to put the link down below in the description so you can check them out. And that's going to be the last video that we're uploading for 2021. Thanks again for all your guys' subscriptions and your support throughout the year. The channel's been growing immensely in 2021, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you a lot of new content and awesome updates for next year in 2022.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you should hit the bell down below and watch some more of our videos.
All right, guys. Happy New Year. We'll catch you in 2022.